Right, hello
Happy
everybody,
days.
and welcome back. We are on the 4th episode of the Backseat Climbing podcast. But this is the day we have been waiting for. This is the day where I finally met my match. I looked for many hours, searching all over the climbing sphere to see who would make a suitable thing. My first choice was John Gaskins. My second choice was Rich Simpson. And my third choice was Ben Moon. But Solly, KD, he'll have to do. He's actually climbed harder than 2 out of the 3. So yeah, welcome Solly, welcome to the show. How do you feel about being the new co-host?
I actually feel honoured, to be honest.
Really?
I didn't realise that. There's a train. Yeah, that I was in the backseat grading eye like that.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
as soon as you walked into the school and I just laid my eyes on you, I was like, oh, he's the man.
Love at
for the
first
job.
sight.
Yeah, it was truly love at first sight. I mean, I think does achieving this, is it like better than that top out of Poseidon's and Isle Sit?
Like, it doesn't even compare, to be honest. It's like on a different plane of existence.
Yeah, it's just beautiful. Right.
Yeah.
Have you got out?
Brings a
today?
tear to my eye. Yeah, I went out. We went with Mr. Stevens
Oh yeah.
to
Elliot.
the grotto.
The grotto.
Well, not any grotto, the seaside grotto.
Oh yeah, this South Wales coast bouldering. Is that where
Yeah.
that Zircon is?
No, that's Oxwich.
Oh, fair.
It was just like some coastal roofing. It was pretty sick, to be fair. It's like what looked like a board style problem, but because there was like some cracks, it made it really 3D. You get some toes above your head, heel toe cams, but there was it is limestone, so there was some not very nice holds, but yeah.
I feel
It's
like
pretty good.
coastal limestone though, because it like gets eroded to fuck. Like it's actually not that bad. Like a lot of it climbs relatively well.
Yeah, it climbs a lot nicer than normal limestone, for sure.
Well, I got out.
I mean, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I went to Essex to go bouldering. I got on the Essex roof crag. Banger. We were there with Mr. Prowse Hall and friend of the show Leo Skinner, and Leo had probably I'd say 5 minutes of climbing before he decided he couldn't be arsed, and Finn actually did pretty well. He was getting close on this 8B project thing. The problem is the crag was developed back in the day by Essex locals, Dawid Skloch and Mike Adams, who are huge. So all the problems there, the debate is just ridiculous. But yeah, have you heard about Aiden's 8C thing he put up there, Shallow Waters?
No, what's this?
Yeah, so it's this 8C thing there, and nobody really knew where it went. And then Jim released this video called Essex Bouldering of Aiden doing it. But I was talking to Jack Pal about this. When Aiden was at the crag doing it, he was working that, and then he was like, oh, hang on, I'm not sure I'll do it this session. And then he literally did everything at that crag. He did like 4 8Bs, like a load of 8As in like 30 minutes.
Classic fucking Mr. Roberts. He's a bit good.
He is a bitch.
A bit good sometimes.
I don't know. Like, what do you say to him? Is he still best in Britain after Hamish McCall?
Ooh. I mean, his tick list is more impressive.
Yeah.
He's got more of a range. However, yeah, he hasn't done a 9A in a session. So, does that make Hamish just the best boulderer in the world?
I don't know, because it depends. I think something that like doesn't really get talked about that much with like who is the best is like how do you weight first ascents? Because obviously I've never really FA'd anything. How would in your experience how much more difficult do you think it is to FA a really hard boulder than to repeat one?
Well, normally it takes me about twice the amount of effort and time to do like a first ascent of any boulder really, because you literally got a blank slate. Half the time, some of the holds break, so then you've got I spent a session working this beater, and then, actually, I didn't clean this properly, and I've broken a hold, and now I've got to rework the whole of the beater again. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think as well, I think with the thing about that no one mourns the wicked thing is, firstly, I promise you that would be 8C in Britain, and secondly, really fucking basic. Like, there's not much intricacy to it at all.
Yeah, I mean, unless you watch Nathaniel Coleman's video and he makes one move, apparently the most intricate move to ever exist.
Yeah, but like compare that to like, I don't know, some of like the heel hook moves on like Alphane and stuff. Like surely that's like more intricate than just the fucking.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah. It is just basic power. And also, who's to say it's 9A? It's been done by Nathaniel Coleman, who first ascended it. He's not done another 9A. To be fair to him, he is strong. I'm not saying that these two people are shit, but neither, like, Hamish at least has done Megatron, which has been done by Sean, who's done multiple 9As. So, like,
yeah, I think it's hard to say though, isn't it?
Oh yeah, 100%.
I am surprised. Firstly, I think you know, like when. Like Aiden and people repeat stuff in this country, and it's kind of annoying because they don't really give a proper grade consensus on it. I think Hamish is in that boat where he just doesn't really care. Like he doesn't really care about like expressing his opinion.
Yeah, agreed. I also think, yeah, why should he? I guess take the tick. I take 9A in a session. Yeah, that was definitely 9A, bud. Fuck yeah.
Did you watch the Wheel Rock video where he does a railway and he nearly flashes it?
No, I haven't. But that's insane, considering, like,
it's hard.
I swear it took Daniel Woods fucking ages to do that block.
Yeah. Like, it's pretty nails. Like, I mean, I don't think I've seen anybody, like, do it that easy. I think he found a new method for the start with that toe hook. But, like, the fact that he nearly flashed it is ridiculous.
That is absolutely insane. There's just a new level to climbing. It just makes it a bit boring now, though.
Yeah.
I think. People are too good.
Yeah, the rumour mill was, though, that when Arrival of the Birds was first done from, like, that lower bit and he did the full line, before he, like, was commented on it, he was thinking 9A plus for that. That's what the rumour is.
Ooh, that's a bold rumour. I mean, I feel like with grade inflation nowadays, it might be more realistic.
You reckon like there's very few firm 9As?
I mean, I haven't tried any of these. We are backseat grading right now, but I feel like it could potentially be. I just feel like people are skipping 8C plus and just like. This is the hardest boulder I've ever done. Let's just whack 9A on it, which, fair enough, I guess. Like, then I'm not saying that these people are shit, because they're evidently good climbers, but it's not like Nale who done however many 8Cs, however many 8C pluses, and then gone, this is the hardest boulder I've done, and here's the repertoire of other boulders that I've done to say that this is definitely harder, and deserving of 9A, whereas all these other guys have done one or two 8C pluses and then gone, well, this is harder than those 8C pluses, therefore it should be fucking 9A. Whereas actually, the grade range of like, maybe 8C has been condensed too much, but like, the weight of a soft 8C in comparison to a hard 8C is so drastically different that it could technically be like two different grade boundaries. Yeah. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I think one thing that people don't consider with Nale is not just his like vast quantity of 8C pluses, because like, I mean, you can take people like Drew that have done loads of 8C pluses, but they're all in one state, in one country, in one area, really. But Nale traveled the fucking world. Like, he developed half of Rocklands. Like, he did loads in North America, like loads in Europe, Australia. He had such a broad range of experience on different rock types. So to be able to then go home and be like, right, I think this is like the next level. I think like that's a very honest reflection of what 9A is. I think a lot of the problems with like 8C plus is, I agree, like it's a proper skipped over grade. It's like stuff like there's some problems that 8C plus that are totally ridiculous, and then some of the other ones that people have been like close to like almost flashing in some cases. Like, it's nuts.
Yeah.
8C.
Also, the other issue with 8C plus, I don't think there's that many good 8C pluses in the world.
Yeah.
So, like, if you do a really good boulder and it's really fucking hard, and it's like, could be 8C plus, but it's a really fucking cool boulder, let's just slap 9A on it because it's more deserving of that grade just because it's cool. Like, you don't want to put a diamond in amongst a bunch of shit. You'd rather have it a nice and soft diamond in amongst with the other good boulders.
Yeah, I think there are a lot of fucking awful 8C pluses, and I don't know. I think the other thing as well is I think the problem is like downgrade culture has become seen as like very hostile when it kind of shouldn't be in a lot of ways.
Yeah, it's like burn that stake for suggesting that a boulder is a grade lower than it actually is.
Yeah, I just think it's become like really hostile to do so, and I do think in cases like obviously you can look like a bit of a dick if you do it, but I think like in some cases like it is necessary, like that Insomniac thing in America that fucking loads of people have done, and then I was chatting to somebody the other day who I probably won't name because I think they might get annoyed at me, and they were like, it's most likely 8C, but to downgrade it, so many people would lose their only 8C plus that you just look like a dick.
Yeah. But then that happened with Sleepwalker, didn't it? I guess.
Yeah, and
that was
box therapy.
Yeah, true. But not very many people had done that.
Yeah.
It was just.
But
as you say,
like think of the actually good 8C pluses. Like, there's probably only like I reckon 25% of them that are genuinely like really good.
Yeah.
I think 8C is a really good grade though. There's like a lot
of
8C's... really good problems in 8C.
There is also a lot of shit in there. There's just like 200 times the amount of 8Cs as there is 8C pluses.
Yeah, that's true.
So like, you could have 10 shit 8Cs, but you've also got good 8C next to it, kind of thing. Yeah. That makes sense.
What did you reckon the best 9A was? I can't remember from your video.
Oh, Burden of Dreams.
Ooh, what would I say? Do you take problems like 9As? Do you take them when they were first done or now? Because like Sleepwalker's cool, but it's been kind of ragged on.
I'd go for when I'm going to go try it, so it's from now into the future.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yes, Sleepwalker was really cool when it was first done, but now, as you say, it's just got caked in chalk and doesn't seem that appealing.
Yeah,
and the crowds.
Yeah, I don't know what I think. Spots of Time is really good. I think that actually looks really cool. Like this.
That was my number 2.
Yeah, I think Burden's cool, but I think I suspect it has the same problem as Sleepwalker does. It's just sort of because it's on granite, it's a little bit less pronounced, and there's no high start.
True. I prefer it. The fact that it doesn't have a high start, that makes it more pure.
There is another line though. There's an 8A plus that goes left. The 27 Club, I think it's called.
From where?
It goes like up and left, I think.
What the first move was like 8B plus though.
Yeah, no, it's like a standing crouch start thing. I think Austin Hoyt did it recently. It doesn't look great, but I think it's quite like fairly obvious. And it's like that makes it so it's like not the most obvious line of the block, which is a bit weird. Yeah,
that does throw a spanner in the works.
Yeah, I think I no doubt Spots of Time might have a similar thing. I just don't know much about that.
There definitely is a stand start that you could have done to it, because I know the guys that were developing it before Aiden did it, and they were like, "Oh, it's probably like 8B from the ground," and then they were trying it from the stand and couldn't do it, and was like, it's probably 8B from here, and then like 8C from the bottom, and then Aiden comes like, this is quite a lot harder.
Didn't Hamish Pockhatar do it from a high and give it 8B plus or something? Or have I got that wrong?
I've got no clue. Probably. Potentially.
Bozy was saying the other day, though, he wants to go back and do he said, I think, that the lip traverse would be really cool, and he reckoned that would be like 8A plus.
An 8A plus lip trav.
That's Bozy all over, though, isn't it?
Oh, yes. I thought you said Ned Feehally then, with the old lip trav.
No.
He loves a lip trav, doesn't he?
Yeah. He adores them. Yeah, he'd like that 6C in Magic Wood, the U-boat one that everybody does.
Oh.
Bang it.
Yeah, but that's a sport route, not a boulder problem. It's like
I looked at
20 meters long.
I walked past it when I went the other week, and it was fucking. It's a bit shit. It's been ragged on. I don't really understand why it's so
Yeah, but that's the whole of Magic Wood. It's been pretty ragged on, to be fair to it.
No,
It's a very cool place, but it's had so much traffic for such a small area.
Going there made me realise. For context, I didn't go with Solly, but I went with Leo and a few other mates the other week, and yeah, I've never been somewhere that is like so like manufactured for climbing. Do you know that Holy Limit boulder, the 8A plus?
No, whereabouts that?
I don't know. It's just a massive boulder. Liam Fife has done it.
The boy.
Yeah. But that thing, the landing that's built out of there, is probably like 7 square meters of log. It's ridiculous. And all like the Paranow landing, the stash under that is enormous. It is proper fucked, that place, from climbing.
Yeah, it's just built for climbing now. Like, you're not going there to do anything else, really, are you?
Yeah, I'm kind of glad seeing that place that like North Wales is like as prohibitive to like new climbers, and well, being far from London gives it a massive advantage. Can you imagine like what the Cromlech would look like if fucking like they had the traffic that Magic Wood did?
I mean, it already looks awful. And imagine if Jerry's roof. That would be disgusting.
Yeah, no, it'd be vile. I think that's one of the things that's like cool about like the harder blocks in the Ogwyn is you got to walk a bit for them, so like it kind of puts a barrier to entry in for them.
The thing is, there's no barrier to entry. Everyone can walk up there, but it's just like people just can't be asked, and it's like, okay, go climb the worst blocks instead. Fine by me. Keep the good blocks clean.
Yeah, I suppose that's actually an advantage of the South Coast in a lot of ways, because it's kind of difficult to get to all of the boulders if you don't know where you're going, because of all I've not been, but presumably because of like going down all the cliffs and stuff.
Yeah, but also what's great about tidal blocks is they get washed every day. It's like having a jet wash on every route 2 times a day.
Yeah,
like going to clean everything up. I think I can think of 2 holds on the South Coast that are polished, and that's it. And that's two footholds, and the only reason they're polished is because it seeps, and people still use it as a foot when it's wet.
What it's like the Purple Haze, like the Tintagnol super block thing. Is that like not quite polished?
No, so one of the footholds is on what's it called? Path of Daggers. It's like the heel hook for that, and it's quite often humid or wet because it's like runs out of a crack. So that's polished, and then there's a foot on Heartland on Superseed that's polished but the rest of the block is not polished basically at all.
Yeah, that is quite the advantage of like the coastal stuff, I suppose. Is it's like if it's a bit better for wearing than I suppose. In like another weird way, you kind of get that a little bit with like Neverending Story. That boulder is actually in remarkably good shape considering the traffic it gets.
Considering 10 people climb it every day.
Yeah. How like river washed the rock is, I guess. Like, firstly, it's bullet hard, and secondly, I guess it just gets washed every season when the storms come in.
Yeah.
Have you seen the video of the Chossie footage guys going? And one of them's projecting part 2, and they go and there's a massive storm, and they see a video on the fucking Bodie climbing Instagram, and their entire block is underwater.
That's savage.
Fuming. It's so good.
But, I'd be livid.
Yeah, well, we got pretty unlucky with the weather, but not nearly as bad as that. But yeah, going back to the Hamish thing, do you think we're going to see some like more of a home game from him when he's back from the UK? Do you reckon we're going to get anything big from him?
See, this is a debate I was having the other day, because like he's coming from comp climbing, so his whole like development is to do boulders really quickly and like do really hard boulders really quickly, and that's why he can flash basically V14, V15 and do boulders in like a session or 2. I'm really interested to see if he would put time into one boulder for like more than 3 sessions or like more than 10. Because like think of how many sessions Gnarly took on Burden.
Yeah.
None of the pro climbers nowadays, other than like the older boys, are putting in that amount of time into a single block. They're just able to rinse some of these hardest blocks in the world in a couple sessions. So why should they spend 30 sessions to try and develop like a 9A plus when they can just go and do a 9A in a couple sessions?
I guess that's like unique motivation, but like if you were to do 9A plus now, like I suppose if to like play a different position here, these guys have been brought up in comp climbing. Like the thing that comp climbing teaches you have to be better than everybody else. You have to be the best. You're aiming to beat other people and like
true
first. Like you can if he's done an INA a session aside from flashing one, which I don't think you could flash any of them really. He can't get better than that. The only way, like, he could really show his dominance over, like, the rest of the, like, outdoor climbing scene is if he climbs 9A+, if he puts it up an FA. And that might come at harder, especially in the UK. But I do think, like, part of him will be a bit like, right, you know, what's next here now? Like, where does he go from here? Like, he can't do them much quicker.
Yeah, true. I just go Pokemon, collect them all. I mean, if I was in his position, I would be like straight to the next coolest block I could think of and just be like, let's go fucking do that.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. Unfortunately, it seems that Red Rocks is out of season. Like it's like 30 degrees, so I doubt we'll do Charlene or Return. But
yeah. Well, there's always next year.
Yeah, there is always next year. The thing is as well, though, he had, I think it's 7 sessions on Spots of Time and didn't do it, which is kind of mad to think about.
That is actually insane. Because yeah, I'm pretty keen to go try that, but like, if he can bash out an 9A in a session but doesn't do spots in 7, I got fucking no hope.
You may be cooked.
I might be slightly cooked.
I think what is kind of like mental about it now is we are a country with like not a great amount of really good rock. Like I don't think much of the rock in the UK by any means is world class. We have awful weather, but I'd say on paper now we're by far the best climbing country in the world. And like I don't know how this has happened. Like,
yeah, it just kind of came out of nowhere.
Yeah, I think it's the infrastructure we have is really good though. Like all the centres and whatnot. I think it just like seemed to have just played off really well. I mean, obviously we've got Hamish, Bosie, and Aiden just crushing it outside. We have Max who's flashed 2 8B pluses now. Oh, sorry, 1 8B plus, and I mean he fucking nearly flashed Forgotten Gem. He did it pretty quickly.
Yeah,
he? And
that's insane.
Then we've got Toby who won a Olympic gold, and Erin's like sweeping up all these World Cups. Like I don't really understand like how we're doing so well. We have like such shit rock.
Maybe they just they're good at taking the advantage when like. We've got not the best rock and the weather's always shit. So when we find good rock and the weather's good, it's like, well, we got to take advantage of this right now. Like, there's no, I don't know what the word is.
Yeah, like I maybe as well. Like you get used to climbing in such shit conditions and such like weird like because. One of the things we agreed on when we went to Magic Wood was that the blocks there aren't really they're the same level of physical ability as required, but they're just way easier to work out than the blocks in the UK. So maybe just training on all these UK based boulders, like and getting really strong on all of the boards so it pisses it down all the time. You then like you have like you're really good technically because you've been climbing on really like hard and weird blocks, and then you're really good physically because of all the training you've got to do. So it sort of lends itself to work really well when you go to these more basic style blocks abroad.
Yeah, that is true. I think. As you said there, like the UK's board scene, I think that's like probably one of the best, maybe in the world. Like we're so old school. Like our boards are savage, they're ratty, which is most like outside. Whereas if you go elsewhere, they'll just chuck whatever resin holds they got on. We'd like. Take a bit of a banister. Go into the schoolroom. One of the holds is a bit of a banister, like.
Yeah.
that's what you're getting outside. You're getting these random holds that don't make any sense.
Yeah, it is. It is funny though, because like a lot of the boards I think we have in the UK are like hilariously terrible for training for UK rock. Like a lot of them bear no resemblance. It's like the School 50. It's like the rock that they were climbing on, like when they went to Fon and fucking the Peak Live. The Schoolroom 50 climbs absolutely nothing like any of the rock in the UK. It's like really foreign. You don't get steep climbing like that really with those sorts of moves on it. I can't really think of moves that are, maybe aside from Jerry's Roof, like the pools move you could kind of do on the school board, but apart from that I really can't think of anything.
Yeah. When you put it like that, I'm trying to think of blocks that are similar climbing styles.
Yeah, fucking No One Mourns the Wicked climbs a bit like some of the 50 problems. Throwing yourself about.
Oh yeah, true.
Yeah, I don't think there's any really in the UK that like really climb like a flat face. Like it's all about using like kind of bad feet to just generate big moves off of.
But is that on any board ever? Can't think of a board where it's trying to generate off of really bad feet. Normally, you got pretty decent feet.
That's what I'm saying the School 50 is. I think it generally is that. Like, you're using the backsides of holds a lot of the time and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And, like, a lot of it is about trying to keep foot tension. Whereas I think a lot of other boards, I don't know, use, like, better feet and you're generally in weirder body positions. The School 50 lends itself, I think, to less weird body positions. I think the thing about the School 50 as well is you can use it's a lot more about, like, your lower body and your posterior chain a lot more than your fingers.
But I think that's outdoor climbing. That's like the most important thing is actually take it back to the very basics of climbing. Use your legs as much as you can so that your arms don't get tired.
Yeah, I guess so. You could be right on that actually. But yeah, no, I do agree that the board scene for Britain is such a massive asset. Like, I mean, the basement board culture, but like all the centres as well. Like, I think something you take for granted is like, a lot of centres like abroad just don't really have like a board. They might have like a moon board, but like that again, British invention, wasn't it? Like,
yeah, just chuck some random holds on the wall. Like, yeah, most places have their own random board that they've just an in-house board that they've made, and it's completely different to anywhere else in the world.
Yeah,
I also think like UK in comparison to like USA. We are so much smaller of a country, so like we're more condensed, and like all the best climbers climb together.
Yeah.
Like everyone in the GB team basically climbs in Leeds, and then all of the outdoor climbers climb in Sheffield, and it's like they all climb together, and then can pick at each other's weaknesses and strengths, and just send hard.
Yeah, no, I think that is like a big aspect of it. It is a lot of like an everyone knows everyone sort of scenario. Like, I think no matter like how much you sort of like extrapolate the community almost, like you will find like a chain that leads to people, and that is for good or for bad sometimes. Like, there's some people that are just a bit annoying, but like for the most part, like I think it does, like it's definitely a positive thing.
Agreed.
But yeah, no, I think it does definitely like push the way further. Do you think a UK 9A plus would have to like? I always thought boulders in the UK take a lot longer to do than abroad because our weather is so bad. Do you think you would have to have some sort of UK tax on doing a 9A plus boulder?
What do you mean by a tax?
Well, because it's like, you know, if you were to do like an 8C on Gritstone, you'd be like, well, I tried this in 93% humidity loads of times and it was just completely unfeasible. But do I count those sessions into like, you know, this is like relative. Like you could do something in the UK and you could do an FA of a similar difficulty, but it might take you twice as long because you know, it was raining and it was in a cloud for a few of the days and stuff like that. Do you think that there's like a tariff you've got to put on UK boulders when like exporting the grade, you know?
Yeah,
like think about how many times you went up to Isles and stuff to see it wet and whatnot, and like think about how many times you drove there and it was like, like these are boulders you could do in Switzerland in maybe, you know, a season, but in the UK they might take you 3 years.
Yeah, true. That is why like spots is so fucking impressive, I reckon. Because the lakes in particular, because there's so much mountain and it's by the sea, like the weather is just all over the place.
Yeah. I think it's why like we were working this out actually the other day. You know, South Wales as an area, if you take like the peak, the lakes, has the most 8Cs in Britain. 8C and above boulders in Britain.
That as of recently, because it's now got it's got 3. No, surely it doesn't.
No,
South Wales has got 3, doesn't it?
Well, it's got Zircon. It's got the
Zircon,
the Louis Cave where Rise and Fall is. There's that Elliot 8C there. I'm pretty sure. There's the Origin, Tempest if you take that as 8C, which some people.
So two of those you've said are 8B plus, but you're giving 8C. So like Tempest is 8B plus, but probably could be 8C. The one in the Louis Cave is 8B plus, but 90% is probably more likely to be 8C. And then you've got a new one.
Wait, there's definitely another one that we're just not thinking of in South Wales. 100% another one.
There probably is, but surely not the lakes. Like the lakes has got.
No, it may be actually because of the Boulders Stone. There's 2 on the Boulders Stone.
You got 2 on the Boulders Stone, then you got spots. Where's that leopard von Jibidi, whatever it's called?
Yeah, that broke. Yeah. That's probably like 8C plus now.
Then you got superpowers.
Yeah,
that's already
I
6.
think it was 8Cs, maybe.
Oh, okay, just 8Cs. Yeah, maybe.
Maybe it might actually have some because North Wales. Does North Wales have an 8C?
No,
it doesn't.
No, it doesn't. The only 8B pluses it's got is in Paracellas. No, well, actually, no. I think Tim's put one up recently, hasn't he?
The one on the coast that Magos did, Das Pumpenhauser.
That's 8B.
It's 8B plus on UKC. I think it was.
I'm pretty sure Alex gave it 8B.
Yeah, and they've upgraded it because it was fucking nails. I'm pretty sure. But before, I'm pretty sure.
No one's repeated it, have they?
No. Yeah.
That's a lie. That's a lie. There is another 8B plus. Skin Dog Start.
Yeah, Skin Dog.
How could we forget?
Skin Dog Start. What else is there? There's Tim Blake's new one in the Quarries. I can't remember what it was called.
Yeah.
That
looks sick.
There's the one at where Flick of the Wrist is. I've forgotten, but he did it, gave 8B plus, and then retro downgraded it like after the fact. That was all a bit.
Oh, Hippocampus.
Yeah.
Hippocampus, but into Way of Hippo because it broke and then
Duck
it reclimbed it. No, this is like the jug on Hippocampus broke.
Did it? Oh shit. Oh fuck. Right, yeah, those 2. Is there no more 8B? Surely.
There's like barely any 8B pluses. There's a fuck ton of 8Bs.
Fucking hell, this is really poor from Britain.
And there's no 8Cs, and then you've got depends what grade. It depends what grade you give Isles sit, I guess.
Oh, no. Bransby's thing, the Leviathan, Anglesey, that's 8C.
Isn't that?
That's 8C. The Sans Resin is 8C.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so there is an 8C in Wales.
I thought that was 8B plus, or I thought you gave it like a root grade.
Right. So, do you know what happened with this?
No, go on. Fill me in.
Right.
So, not like that, but you know.
It was first done. I think James Taylor and somebody else were developing it. And when they were trying the boulder, a big like jug rail thing at the start of it snapped off. Now, they didn't really, I think when they were developing it, they kind of assumed nobody would go back for it, or, and they glued it back on, I think relatively poorly. This was then done up to like a weird like lip where James Taylor jumped off. He gave that 7C+. Bransby then came back and did that to a higher finish and gave it 8A. And then I think Tim, or maybe Bransby again, did a full link from a lower start all the way up to the lip and gave that 8B. Now, Bransby then came back and did that full link again, but without the resin hold, and gave that 8C and eliminated the resin hold. And then the resin hold was completely punched off and a little nub was left, and I think somebody repeated it and gave that 80p plus.
Who punched it off, or is that secret information?
I think it was Saipan.
Like literally punched it off, or just chipped it off, or used a rock?
Well, there was a bit of drama on UKB about it, but as a joke, they I don't know, they must have attached it using some sort of tape, put like a plastic climbing hold on it instead, like a bright yellow going on. And then the next that was heard was that it was completely removed the hold, and there's like a little nub that I think you can use for a heel, which makes it why it loses the C. But the way Bransby did it is probably 8C. But I think he may have given it a root grade as well, because it is quite long. But I don't know. That's most stuff in Britain.
Yeah, I thought it was 9A Sport.
I think he gave it like 8. I mean, where we put it on climbing history, we definitely just gave it a boulder grade. But I think you could consider it a root grade as well. In the same way Grand Illusion gets like 9A plus and is 8C plus boulder or whatever.
That's whack. That's mad, isn't it? That 8C plus boulder only goes to 9A plus sport.
I think about this because I think root boulder grades in roots must be bollocks, because how is the crux of Hubble 8B plus and only get 9A? Like that doesn't make sense to me at all. But there's
those sport climbers that chatting shit.
Yeah, like if when was Hubble done in the 90s? If that's 8B plus, isn't that like one of the first 8B pluses in Britain? Like the crux of Hubble, if you take that as a boulder.
Probably. I'm trying to think. When did they do Voyager Sit? Was that before or after?
The first 8B plus in Britain is, I think, G's one at Woodwell that fell down at the heart of it all, I'm pretty sure, is the first. And then the second one would be Shallow Groove, which got upgraded to 8B plus by Aiden, and was another G one. And that was done in the 2000s. So there is some precedent to be said that
the Hubble's the first 8B plus
in Britain. But I don't believe it's 8B plus. You know, I'm going to come out and say I don't think it's 8B plus boulder. That's ridiculous in the middle of a route.
Yeah, that is nuts. But to be fair, Hubble's not very long, is it? It's a pretty short route.
Meters. That is true. I guess it's jug climbing in and out, but that doesn't make.
I don't know if is it. Are you sure that it's the crux that's 8B plus boulder, or it's just like the whole thing could just be an 8B plus boulder, which therefore is 9A? Because that is like conversion grade, like 8B plus equals 9A, which makes no sense that 8C plus is 9A plus.
Yeah, that again doesn't make any sense. Because then what's 8C then? 9A plus / 9B?
Yeah. Nuts.
I guess it doesn't really work with like individual boulder grades, because then there's like Silence that has an 8C crux on it and an 8A crux, but that's really long. So I don't really know how it converts at all. It's all just a bit odd. That's why sport climbing just doesn't make sense.
It just doesn't, does it?
Yeah.
Why would they bother? Why'd you bother?
I think a lot of like the top climbers though recently, I think Aiden said this, and I think Noah Wheeler might have as well. They reckon what'll be 9A plus is just something that's really fucking long.
It's gotta be, surely. Because when you get to shorter boulders, there's a lot more conditions dependent aspects involved. Like, your skin has to be 100%. The humidity's got to be low. It's got to be cold, but not so cold that your fingers go numb. And it's like, to get those as well as then trying these moves that are so fucking hard. Like, to do a 9A plus boulder that's 6 moves, surely every move's got to be like 8B.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, because you're just... I think the other thing as well is, like, even if you're, like, the best climber in the world, right? Like, the odds of you being, like, from a statistics point of view, the odds of you being able to do 8B move, 8B move, 8B move, that's pretty fucking low. Like, especially if it's on, like, crimps and stuff that are quite, like, hard to hit in the right places. Like,
yeah.
But whereas if it was more of, like, a endurance test piece... The other thing I think about that is, like, the way we're going with, like, knee bars and stuff, what'll end up happening is it'll be, like, a boulder with, like, an 8A plus intro, an 8C plus crux, and then, like, an 8B exit, and there'll just be maybe, like, a really shit knee bar halfway through, and we'll call it 9A plus, because it'll just be really, really hard. but you just got to be really fit for it.
Yeah, but then that's sport climbing, isn't it?
Yeah, but I just think we're already there though. Like, how long? Alphane's like fucking. Is it more than 30 moves, Alphane? I'm pretty sure.
I don't think it's that many, is it?
Maybe including foot moves. I'm thinking.
Yeah, probably. But
feet about. It's a lot of moves though, Alphane. You traverse quite a distance.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I think we're there though, mate. I think we're gonna get just like massive fucking travs and stuff as like 9A plus, and they'll just
how exciting for the future of bouldering is a limestone trav. Can't wait. I'm sure Sam Pryor's excited.
Yeah, fuck careless talk. No, but yeah, no. Do you not? Yeah, but do you not think like feasible 9A plus project in the UK, the Kraken into Paradise? Like, I reckon like something like that.
That would be 9A plus.
Yeah.
Like even if Paradise is like super soft 8C or like 8B plus, it would still probably be 9A plus altogether. Because one, the section between Kraken and Paradise is like harder than the whole of Kraken itself. So you'd have to do the first half of Kraken, then do another section of roof crack that hasn't been done and is harder than one of the hardest crack roofs in the world, and then do an 8B plus 8C.
Yeah, like that.
Like Tom Randall even said he didn't reckon that crack was possible.
Yeah, that would be like an 8C boulder in the middle of it, like 8B into 8C into 8C. That's probably.
But fuck projecting that, because that is probably one of the worst places to try and get good cons. It's just so sporadic, and you just don't know when it's gonna be actually decent.
Yeah, I think that's probably one of the problems with like a 9A plus boulder in the UK would be like, if you think about what makes a viable candidate for a 9A plus, you have to have something that's easy to work, because if it's halfway up a mountain, then unless you're like really keen, it's like very difficult to work. You've got to have something that stays dry pretty feasibly. You can't have something that's seeping for half the year. You've got to have something that, you know, like isn't terrible, because like otherwise you're just going to split all the time and it's going to be grim. And then you also have to have something that's like has the difficulty of 9A plus, which is really hard to find anyway. I think the weather and the good rock are two things, and the distance for all three of them, like there's not many boulders in Britain that have that. And I think the only candidates we do have are really, really bad. It'd be like a limestone link up somewhere, which would be embarrassing for
I was going to say, what's that thing that Will's trying at the tour?
Right, so I had a chat with him the other week about this. It's the Burden of Nightmares project.
Yeah.
Which, just to say, I think that is an ironic name. I'm pretty sure it is. I fucking hope so.
I'm hoping it is.
Yeah. So it's an independent line that, you know that Wild South thing that he did, which he gave 8C plus retro.
Did he?
Yeah, he retro upgraded it. Yeah.
So now there's 3 8C pluses in the UK.
Well, Superpowers, Honey Badger, Owl's Sit, and that. Yeah, so 4.
4. Has Superpowers been retro given 8C plus? Because I swear he originally gave it 8C.
He gave it 8C /plus, and then Simon Lee emailed him and said, "Oh, it's probably 8C plus."
Nice.
So yeah, we got 4, which I think pretty fucking good going. But yeah, I think so. It's an independent line, and I think the move off the undercuts he's yet to do, and he's like nearly 10 sessions deep. So
that's insane.
Ridiculous. Yeah, it's really sharp, apparently. Like,
surely that's potential. Surely that's potential for like a 9A plus then. Because he did spots in 6 sessions, or didn't he?
Yeah.
So if he's had 10 sessions on one boulder and he hasn't even done one of the moves.
Yeah, I don't know if it's 10, but it's a lot, though, because he's been trying it for multiple seasons now. And he's been there a fair few times. Because fucking Finn's been with him a few times, I think. Like, and I don't know. I don't know if he's planning on adding a sit, but apparently it's ridiculous, and it's also fucking terrible.
Oh, so that's not even from the sit.
Yeah, I think there may be like a sit that you could do off some really bad pockets.
Oh Jesus!
Yeah, so it
sounds excited.
And then the other project that's in the peak, you'll be glad to know, is a place we went the other week. There's the one at Badger Cove that's between Honey Badger and Bewilderness. And it uses all the holds of Bewilderness, but like the wrong way round. So you'd like Gaston the undercling and stuff.
Yeah, so like starting as for trance but going direct.
Yes, and then they were trying to do a start. You climb through the roof of Honey Badger, and then you traverse into like after you do the campus bit of Bewilderness, that sort of height, and then up directly. But from what I know, a lot of the holds have broken, and it's really, really hard. I think Blackwell was saying from standing, it's like harder than Honey Badger, and that you're cutting out like an 8B plus beneath that. So it's ridiculous, and the moves that haven't been done again. Fucking terrible. At least that tops out.
What are you on about? Best bit of peak climb ever.
I had an argument with fucking. Do you know Tom's Cave in the peak?
I am not aware.
It's fucking awful. It is really bad. Like,
have you got a photo?
I'll put a photo in the old chat. I'll show you. For you listening at home, I'll give you this brief period for you to Google Tom's Cave. It's got Hannibal there, which is like a 7C that's like okay. Oh, there's not really any good pictures of it. It's a terrible limestone cave. It's at the side of a road. That is the worst photo I've ever seen. But it's really bad.
It's so small, that photo. It's it zooms and then it's the size of like a. Okay. No, but when it zooms to like the size of an SD card, and when it's unzoomed, it's like the size of a SIM card.
It's terrible. This place, like, it is fucking awful. And I had an argument with Billy Rydell last week that this place is better than Badger Cove and The Wave. I fucking heavily disagree.
Jesus Christ.
The classic here, Andronicus fucking down climbs, and he said it's like one of the best on peak climb.
Oh.
But yeah, it is fucking tragic that like despite having all these incredible boulders, this is like the good rock that we're left with to like show this on. Like it's so bad. Like it's so depressing, some of these boulders. I do think though that we will get a 9A in the peak in like the next few years.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. But it's going to be on limestone. No chance it's on grit.
Nah, I reckon there's like an 8C plus project going on grit at the moment. You can.
Oh, do you know the inside scoop?
Yeah, I don't think many people have tried it. There's basically the Ace. There's like an 8B that goes to the left called Lifeline.
Oh, you reverse
that, and then do the Ace, which would probably be like 8C plus.
Well, minimum it's 8C, surely, because if it's like 8B into 8B, but then if the reverse is harder. But aren't you down climbing?
Yeah, a little bit.
Again.
also,
just a little bit.
Also, Voyager Low post break hasn't been done. That's probably 8C because the stand is 8B plus now.
Yeah, but yeah, I feel like everything on grit you just get an extra grade for kind of thing. As in, if you do an 8B, it should be 8B plus in comparison to the rest of the world.
Yeah, it's so hard, and it's not even from this perspective of like it's a really difficult style. Let's assume we had like alpine conditions every day, it would still be difficult. But the problem with grit is you get like 10 days a year where it's in season and people do stuff. It's why the box got downgraded because it's actually like got holds, like it's quite physical. You can try it like quite quickly.
It's insane. I thought it was just because due to your size, like depending on how tall you are.
I don't know.
It's harder if you're tall.
Yeah.
For once.
Nah, because Billy downgraded it. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, but he downgraded it to 8B, didn't he?
Yeah. Well, Blackwell gave it 8A plus, which is absurd.
Not to 8A plus, because some people have taken 8A plus.
Yeah.
And someone else took 8A plus. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, but someone else did as well. I can't remember who.
The only reason I think he didn't officially give it 8A plus was because Bosie didn't do it in a session.
Yeah, that's valid, I feel like.
Yeah, I think grit's just really weird though. Like we saw with the the Cloudgate thing the other day, where fucking Jim's 8B plus went down to 8A.
Yeah, that's in what? Surely someone's chatting shit there. Like,
Billy's just exceptionally good at mantling, and also a completely different size and proportions to Jim. I don't know if it's just like think about like how you define the difficulty of a mantle.
yeah, because like on From Dirt Grows the Flowers, that's like the hardest part of it is the mantle at the end.
Yeah, so many heartbreakers on
horrible.
That. Have you tried that?
Yeah, I've tried it, and it's like you got to break your wrist almost because you got to get so far. It's like your fingers have got to touch your elbows to be able to mantle it.
Have you done it in isolation?
No, absolutely not.
Fucking hell.
That's like it's basically, as far as I'm aware, it's like 8A plus 8B to the mantle.
And the mantle
is what I've been told. And then the mantle is like stupidly hard.
There's that one. There's a boulder in Castle Hill that's just a mantle that gets 8B plus. I'm pretty sure, like 8B plus.
Mate, that place looks sick.
I'd like to go, but I think I'd be really bad there. Like, it's not my style of climbing at all. Castle Hill is what Grit wishes it was.
Yeah.
Is Solly KD endorsing a limestone crag?
Because it's not UK lime, is it? Or like Frank Enduro limestone. It's like actual decent limestone with features and shapes and lines. Like, give me a limestone crag that isn't on the coast in the UK that actually has a line. And it's not just holds.
That actually has a line?
Like, has some shape to it and is like, that's a defining line.
Chipped or not chipped?
Not chipped.
Okay. Like a defining feature, defining line that's on limestone in Britain.
I can think of one.
The stuff at Biblin's, maybe?
Oh, it's just a roof with holes on it. I feel like you could consider it a line because there's like a bit of a feature halfway through the roof, but
aside from stuff that's not like terrible, because there's that needle and thread thing and thread Nicole thing that's along the crack at Badger, but that's awful. It does follow a line, technically. What was the one you think?
Technically, Tombstone at Cheddar Gorge. It's like it's a prow. It's a limestone prow, and it's pretty chossy, but it's basically like a perfect tombstone.
Oh, I've got one for you actually.
Fridge almost.
The stuff at Trowel Barrow on the shelter boulder. Like you have some of them that like follow the actual like lines of the boulder.
Okay, but how long does that take us to find a line? Like it took us a few minutes. Whereas you go to Castle Hill, it's just there's a line, there's a line, there's a line.
Yeah, but I think that's something the UK lacks a lot. Like a lot of our climbing is on like crags and tours as opposed to independent boulders. Like the independent boulders, there aren't many like big independent boulders. Like even Isles, like as much as that's an incredible bit of rock, is like still in the hill a bit, isn't it? Like we don't.
True.
We don't have many that are just like plopped on top. We don't have like Bishop, do we? Like that's just like a part and parcel of the bouldering here. It seems fucking sucks.
Katie Lambs would not be impressed.
Yeah, that was a bit. I think she's like quite narrow-minded to like to not like. I don't think she understands the turmoil of climbing in Britain.
Yeah, she broke some hearts there.
Yeah, like the thing about it is she can pick and choose. You know, I'm going to go to Bishop today. I'm going to go Rocky Mountain today. I'm going to Yosemite. No, I'm choosing between fucking limestone cliff right next to the road or limestone cliff slightly above the road. Like, I don't have that luxury.
And if you're really lucky, you might get a limestone cliff with a little river running next to it.
Oh, God. Yeah, I was just like, I think she kind of knew the absurdity of the take a little bit, but like, I don't know, it is a bit like, you know, we don't have that sort of luxury here.
Yeah, I mean, if everything was mint, then we wouldn't be doing the choss, I guess.
Yeah. How many boulders do you reckon in Britain are like actually world class? I think Careless, probably world class today. I think what else would I actually say is like world class and people travel for? There'd be something.
I mean, people travel for like the Ace, but I don't know if it's world class.
I don't think it's world class.
I think it's more of a test piece.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. In the same way, like what's another boulder that's a bit like that? In the same way that like Intermezzo is a really good test piece, but it's not world class.
Yeah. Agreed.
Mount Sorette is probably world class.
Oh, 100%.
That whole shit boulder is probably world class.
I guess you're looking for boulders that if you put them in Switzerland, people would still go and try them.
Yeah,
it's not like, oh, there's another Met line, and it's like, oh, that's not as good as General Disarray. So
yeah, maybe something of Varians up in Northumberland. There's a lot of really good stuff there.
Yeah, I feel like that's more putting in font though, isn't it? Because that's the same similar style. But
yeah,
I
100%. Think, like Bombadil, like that looks mega. Like the shape on that is so cool.
I'm trying to remember Bombadil. Oh, is that the one that
Nicky Cherry has done?
Nicky did the other day. Well, not the other day.
Quite a while ago, but yeah.
Yeah, that does look mint.
Yeah. What else? There must be anything on the south coast, you reckon? Like surely something like that. That's a fucking impressive feature.
Unless you're talking to Shauna Coxey. But I think that could be considered world class. I'm trying to think of other blocks. Like similar to Careless, there's some down Cornwall, like some bigger rats that are meant like what's the one that Chris did? I can't Showboat. It's like 8A into like a 7A a rat, but like it's really exposed and cool.
That's cool.
I think if you ponk that in Switzerland, people would climb it.
Yeah, maybe Will and Cosmic Wheels.
Oh yeah. What about like Madame Allure? The stuff near there.
Lily's. I don't think that's world class.
Not like Lily Savage. I think Madame Allure's fucking sick, but I think why it's cool because it's hanging off the edge of a cliff.
Yeah, I don't think it's.
If you just put it, on a flat landing, it wouldn't be
between Blankety Blank and Madame Allure. If there's crimps going up there, sick. Well, good, but there isn't. Isles, I
love it.
I think Isles is really good. I don't know if it's world class though.
You don't know if it's world class? Oh, name me a better 8C plus then.
A better 8C plus? What, in the world?
In the world.
A better 8C plus in the world that's better than Isles of Wonder. Sit. God. Oh, fucking The Process. Oh, come on.
The boulder is fucking sick.
The move is sick. The move to the crimp.
Yeah, the move's sick as well. But
go on.
Alright, hear me out. Like the thing with Bishop, I think, the boulders are so big that it then becomes like that you're basically just climbing a wall. You're not climbing a boulder, you're climbing just a wall because it's so ginormous, if that makes sense. Like there's no feature to it.
Right, okay.
It's just a line of crimps. The moves look sick, and the boulder itself is fucking impressive.
Hazel Grey sit. If you take 80 plus, I think that's maybe better.
You think that's better?
Yeah. Also,
that just reminds me of Dartmoor, though.
the thing about I think the stand to Isles is like a better quality boulder than the sit. I know that's heartbreaking. The sit.
No. I agree. It is a better quality boulder.
The moves are cool, but the line's a bit weird. Like it's in person.
Yeah.
I think looks worse
than on video. Interesting. I just think the features. It's a hanging prow. It's sick as fuck.
The stand, the prow, and the moves on it are incredible.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong. I don't know if it's world class though. I don't know if it's world class.
180 plus that I think probably does look better is like Tsunami. Do you see the new one
Norway.
up in Norway? Yes. That looks really cool.
But you're a feature man, aren't you?
Oh, I love me some curves.
Yeah. I don't know. Devolution, that thing looks pretty cool.
Again, Bishop.
Yeah. All the cool ones I can think of are only in Bishop though.
That's my point as well. Is like they're probably cooler. I just haven't seen them in person. But
what about like Poison the Well and stuff?
I'd give you Poison the Well, other than the fact it's like in a dank hole.
Right.
Like that boulder seems to never be dry.
Have you seen anything in Switzerland like 8C plus that you're like, yeah, that's better than conclusively better than Isles?
Dreamtime, obviously, but that's 8C.
The knowing, I would say, is better. So the understanding, I'd say.
The understanding's better, 100%.
There's a load of really good 8Cs. Is the conclusion.
Yeah, this is the thing. I can think of a lot of 8Cs that are better. I can't think of many 8C pluses that are better in the world.
Living Large.
Living Large, yeah. There you go.
Yeah. God, what else is there? Like 8C plus. There aren't many.
No.
All the stuff on the Dreamtime block, I as much as the moves on Dreamtime's really cool, adding 8C pluses to Dreamtime should be a crime in which you rot away in Bellinzona prison for the rest of your life. Like,
you gotta sit in the Woodstock forever.
In the fortress forever. Like you're locked in a dungeon. I'm trying to think of like genuinely like 8C pluses. There is definitely something we're completely overlooking here.
The same with Story of Freeworld. Yeah, okay, 100%. That's the best 8C plus in the world.
Really? Better than
Surely.
Living Large? Better than the Process?
Better than the Process.
It's really
Living
sharp.
Large.
It's really sharp.
Yeah, but look at it. The moves are sick.
The mountain in the background.
You're saying the holds are sharp, but the Process is 100% sharper, surely.
Living Large is really good. I don't know.
Probably Living Large is better. Now you mention it.
Floating is good. We should do an 8C plus 8C tier list actually.
Yeah,
I think 8C would be more interesting, but we only pick good ones, obviously, or like good.
But then
shit ones.
The issue is if we go 8C, we're going to pick all the good ones, and then it's like this is an S.
No, because if you actually take 8C as a grade and remove the stuff that's travs and link-ups and eliminates and interweaves, you actually remained with like some quite good boulders. Because like America, a lot of their 8Cs and 8C pluses are really really put up a lot by the stuff that's in like Wolvo Cave and whatnot. And that, like, do you remember when we watched that video the other day of that, like, boulder in Dictopia Cave that traverses across, that drew...
Oh, yeah, they're just, like, caves like that.
Yeah, it's just in loads of caves like that. I think if we did, like, an 8C plus standalone, or 8C plus 8C standalone boulders tier list, it would be, like, an actually list of good boulders. There would be shit ones on there. Like, there are 8C pluses that are standalone with horrendous holds on, but...
Yeah, but then my point is that you're just taking the best boulders in the world, and then we're going to just be like, well, this one's really good, this one's really good.
But I think that'd make you more interested if we just had the best boulders.
And we've just got to absolutely tear them to pieces and like nitpick it, like all the tiny little things that are wrong with them.
Do you think Off the Wagon Low is better than Ours Wonder Sit?
No, 100%
really?
not.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Off the Wagon is. Yes, 100%. Off the Wagon Low.
It's the full line, though, no?
Nah, I don't know. To me, it's not that interesting. I don't like. I'd go to do Off the Wagon. That's like on my bucket list, but I'd never go back to try the set. I don't think. Unless I was there and I was like, I'm strong enough to be able to do this in the time that I've got here.
But put yourself in the hypothetical where you go to Switzerland and you did Isle Stand and you're like, that's great. Would you be then psyched on going back for the sit if it was in Switzerland?
That's a good point.
Because I don't know if you would. I don't know if you would, with all due respect. I
think that's a very good point.
Isles is definitely the best 8C plus in Britain, but I don't think... I think it's really good because of like what's around it. Like there's no other.
Yeah, but what I have to say is that like I'm not saying it's the best 8C plus in the world. I'm saying it's a world class for 8C plus. And like, what would you consider world class? Like top 10, top 15, top 20? Like I think it's in them.
For its grade.
Just for its grade.
Yeah, for its grade, for its grade, it's world class. But overall, like if we're taking what I'd say is, yeah, but I don't think it is because then Will isn't world class for AA because there are AAs that are way better than Will. But it's like as a boulder, I think it's like world. Maybe I don't know. That's hard to say actually because I don't.
Why it's a conundrum?
Maybe I don't know because now I'm thinking that like I genuinely think there's like less than 5 boulders in Britain that are truly world class, like overall.
I think there's a few that you could go. If this was different, it would be world class. If this was different, it would be world class. Like I think that's our issue. It's like almost everything's really good about it, other than this one thing that makes it shit.
Like if Spots of Time was like 2 meters higher, of like like a 7A plus on top of Spots of Time, that just sort of extended the height of the boulder, it'd be fucking incredible.
Yeah,
it's a little bit small, but
like literally stuff like that. We've got a like Tempest. If that topped out, world class.
Yeah, but Leo reckons on its own, it's like one of the best boulders in Europe.
That's a statement.
I know.
I think on its own, it's one of the best boulders in the UK.
Oh no doubt. Like that feature is really good.
I think it's the best boulder in the world that drops off.
Oh God. Oh. Really?
Well, to be honest, I can't think of many boulders in the world that drop off that are good. So that's why I say it.
Drop off boulder. I think you're wrong. What about those ones in Australia that are like really, really good rock? They're really cool, but you can't top them out. Like that one that Nicky Cherrier did, where it looks like there's built out of like vines, and that's drop off.
I'm surprised he did a drop off. I feel like he's got the same mentality as Katie Lamb, where it's like, this is my pure zone, and I only climb boulders to the very top of them.
Nah, I think he just respect. He like where he finds something really unique and really, really sick. He's like, like that boulder is like worthy of my because he did that lawyer project in Finland, which might have dropped off. Maybe not. I don't think he did actually. But yeah, that stuff. I'd say as well, another characteristic of another factor of world-class boulders is it's got to be a boulder that actually gets done and is like reasonably feasible to go and try. Because don't tell me there's like in Iraq, there's like a 5-star like absolute beast of a prow that's like undoubtedly but nobody does them. Like they're fucking miles away.
That's a good point.
Like, it has to be reasonably accessible to go and do. And it's got to be like, it's got to be... Because I think you can have insanely good boulders, but your, like, time working them can be completely negated if there's, like, factors like really bad weather, or the walking's really bad, or the access is annoying.
Yeah, then you could just say that everything in the UK is not world-class simply because of the weather.
Yeah, but I don't think the weather is like, the boulders we've named... Like Careless, you can do with not that good conditions. Isles, it's wet quite a bit.
Yeah, that's wet quite a lot.
Like prohibitive weather in the sense that if a boulder that was in the Arctic and you could do it like once every 9 years, like
yeah, okay,
it's more so that fact. Like because you can do these boulders, they do get done quite often. They're just slightly more difficult. But what I'm saying is like. I mean, if Isles was 6 hours walking, I don't think like it would be as good boulder for that. Even though it doesn't physically affect the boulder, I think your experience would still be tainted.
Yeah, true. That is an interesting proposition.
Because if you're going to rank boulders on the scenery around them, like I think Isles is really good because of where it is. But
you got to get there.
You got to get there, don't you? And obviously, like, things change. Like, Hugo went up the road to get to Isles. like, and that is like outside the boulder's control. But I don't know. I think that has to be said. But I think that's why like the finish line. One of the reasons I think they're so cool is because the where they are is fucking incredible.
Yeah. What do you think's the best boulder in the world then?
What, regardless of grade, probably the finish line.
Yeah.
I don't really think you can get much better than that. Like. I like face climbing. Like I really enjoy face climbing. I think like board style moves are really good, but the movement, like the where it is, the rock, the height of it, like the landing, like the conditions, all of it for that boulder just like elevates it into like its own level of like coolness. There is stuff that's exceptionally good, like but like the holds on it, like it's not like Bishop where you can only try Lucid 3 times because you'll split. It's so perfect in so many ways. Like I just don't. It's like even with, and it's so direct as well. Like with Off the Wagon, right? You do it. You are traversing, right? You're not going straight up. Like it's an obvious feature, but you're still traversing. Like with the finish line, it's so obvious what you're climbing.
Yeah. Like, you stick that anywhere in the world. Like, you stick finish line just at the side of the road in the middle of Sheffield kind of thing, or wherever. People that don't climb are going to go, that looks cool.
Yeah. I think the thing about it is, going on from that point, is if you took somebody, let's assume there's no chalk on it or anything, if you took somebody who never climbed and pointed at the finish line and being like, okay, where do you think you climb up this, they would probably point at that like a Proweret thing. But with Off the Wagon, there's like a non-zero chance they're like, oh, you just go straight up here.
Yeah.
Climb
around the side.
Yeah. Would you agree? Do you think it is the finish line?
Oh yeah, I 100% agree. Here's another interesting point. Like, as you say, the stuff around it makes Boulder better. Off the Wagon would not be as cool of a boulder if the wagon was not there.
Ooh, that's kind of that's maybe a hot take. I think it's in the sense that, you know, like how we said the Ace was really cool with test piece, and it gets a lot of traffic and gets a lot of fame because of like when it was done, who it was done by, and whatnot, like the history, the aura of the boulder. Off the Wagon may be like the highest aura boulder.
Yeah, it's got to be.
Like, I don't think anything else, that move, the way you start off just some random guy's wagon, like no boulder, who it's been done by, like anybody who has done that boulder, like it is. Apart from Bosie, I don't think Bosie's done it.
He's probably not been there though, has he?
Yeah, Bavona's weird, isn't it? It's all collapsed though anyway, isn't it?
I think the road's clear now. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, but the parking is a fucking nightmare apparently.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure it always was, like, before the thing. Before it collapsed, it was like there was a massive issue with it. It was just people parking like dickheads.
Yeah, well, it's a fucking shame.
And it's really not that odd.
But yeah, I'd maybe agree that the wagon, like, weirdly does add to the climbing on the boulder.
Yeah, I reckon so.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, it's like a highly subjective thing. I imagine we're going to get some American being like, well, my local fucking 8C is truly world class. I don't care, frankly. But I think like the aura and holds that people actually do are a lot more like interesting.
Yeah, agreed.
Truly one of a kind boulders.
What other blocks are there?
What they're like
best in the world.
Best in the world. Fuck knows. I know Squamish, that's pretty slept on. There's pretty cool stuff up there.
Yeah. You don't hear much about the stuff that gets done there, do you?
I suspect they have quite a similar problem to us. The weather's really bad a lot of the time. And also, from what I know about Squamish, is it's a really weird style. So it's really difficult to go there on a trip and be like, okay, I'm going to do loads of shit because the style's so weird.
Unless you're Hamish MacArthur.
Yeah, or Gnarly.
Gnarly.
Maybe actually Hamish is just the second coming of Gnarly. Like, what we're going to witness now is just dominance, like, globally.
Dominant, yeah.
Yeah.
You just got to go around and put up 9A, 9A plus, 9B.
The streets won't remember, though, when he thought Zoo York was 8B.
What was the other one? There was another one on YouTube. That was it in the lakes? The Tracky Lords?
No, it was Tranquilus, I think. The low to, I can't remember the trees.
What was that?
This was before Aiden did it. So G claimed he'd done it, and he gave it 8B for A plus or something. And Aiden gave it 8C. And I think him and Max went to try it, and they were like, oh, we're really close. But apparently they didn't even do the 7C stand start.
That's savage. I thought he did like an 8B, but it had already been done. I'm probably just chatting absolute shit.
That's fine. We'll
That's literally the whole idea.
yeah. If you want to defend yourself, Hamish, you can come on the show and we'll do like an interrogation of you. But yeah,
jokes.
who do you think as well? Like we'll go from like world class boulders. Who do you think's a world class boulderer who like never really got the recognition from it? My suggestion would be Ty Landman. I think he was world class at his time, but he was never really recognised for it. He got like the second ascent of Jade and stuff, like when it was really hard, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And he did these things well quickly.
You took the good one. I'm trying to think of someone else.
He's like truly dark. I mean, Griffith Whiteside is the classic one, isn't he?
Yeah, you just don't know what he's done.
Allegedly 2 9As in Colorado.
Really?
Yeah, Drew Ruana was telling me that apparently he has, but he said you think he worded it as some of Griff's stuff is probably 9A that he's done.
Nice.
I don't know. Griffith Whiteside's so like odd. He's such like he is the dark horse of dark horses, isn't he? Like
all I know him from is like kilter blocks. They're just absolutely ridiculously hard.
I mean, yeah, he's fucking well good, isn't he? He did that Undertaker thing, the 8C, that's bloody awful in America. But yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of. Can you not think of anybody else
who hasn't got the recognition? Bouldering.
Yeah, who's like goated. Matt Fultz is, I think, a decent shout. He's well good.
Yeah, but he's got the recognition, doesn't he?
Nah, like he's never in the conversation because he's like top 15 boulderers alive. Like you're never like, oh, Matt Fultz, he's well good. It's always like the Mr. 19As that are ahead of him. Like I think he's better than Nathaniel Coleman.
Agrees. I do think that like it's not. I don't think just because you've done 19A makes you better than every boulder in the world.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Or like if you've done 19A in one place and that's it, that doesn't make you better than someone who's done a bunch of 8C pluses all around the world. So they've done like an 8C plus in Europe, they've done an 8C where else? America, Japan, just like everywhere.
Yeah.
Like they're more diverse.
Yeah. No.
Let me have a look on the old
climbing history. Yeah. You have like the Ned v Halley thing where it's like it's more impressive to climb like 1,000 boulders between 7 and V11 than 1 V15, but they're all in different styles.
I wouldn't go that far.
Would you say you're better than Dan Varian?
No. So yeah, like
like some margin.
Yeah, on paper probably, but like yeah, he's done ridiculously hard boulders. But then the other thing is he sandbags his stuff because nothing's as hard as shadow play. So like a bunch of his 8B pluses probably are 8C or 8C plus kind of thing.
He's like I don't know, like Dan Turner. He's had like a really established career. Do you reckon you're better than Dan Turner because he's been all around the world?
See, this is the other thing.
To boulders. Do you think you're better than him because you've done 1 8C plus? I just want to start beef.
You're trying to stop me. If you're trying to pick someone to the point where I go, yeah, I'm better than them. Like, aren't you? You're just gonna go down the list.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. What about like P-Rob? He's done 1,000 boulders, grade 8A or harder. Does that make him one of the best people in the world? I don't think so. I think there's a balance. Like maybe not doing like Jackie Powell. He's a really good climber, and he probably could do boulders that are harder than 8B plus, but everything he's done is between 8A and 8B plus. That's really hard. So
Jack Powell's an interesting one though, because like with Paul Robinson, the 1,008s he's done are probably half decent. With Jack Powell, I'd say at least 70% of them are link ups, and so it's not reflective of like true like experience over loads of different like styles.
Okay, good point. Okay, back to P-Rob then. In comparison to, let's think of let's say Hamish, because we're talking about Hamish quite a lot this trip. Do you think Hamish is better than P-Rob, considering Hamish has done how many? He's done how many V15s? A few.
Yeah, Lucid.
He's done.
That, yeah.
He's done Lucid. Jesus.
He FA'd Lucid.
Oh no. I was talking about Hamish.
Oh no, Hamish. He's done 180 plus. He's flashed 8B plus. He's done 298s. Yeah, because he did Big Z and then he did the 298s. And
So do you think P-Rob or Hamish is better?
Paul Robinson.
If we're taking everything he said he's done to heart.
Okay, defining on who's better, right? If they pulled up to a 9A, if they pulled up to a 9A now, and I was like, right, have at it, boys. Who can do this quick? Who can do this the quickest? Then I'd say Hamish would be better there. But I think if you were like, okay, go and climb in, like, okay, we're gonna randomize the style of all these AAs. I think Paul Robinson may be better. I think his grasp of different styles are better. I don't think that's a particularly good comparison. I think a better comparison would be somebody who's done, like, I think Drew or Paul Robinson would be a better comparison, because Drew's really good on, like, Colorado granite, but he's not so good at other rock types. I think but he's, like, not a 9A climber just yet. So I think I don't know. Paul Robinson's really well versed on loads of styles. I think that's what makes him a really good climber. I think Hamish is just, it's hard to say, but I think he's really good at a different type of climbing, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I think comp guys are really good at doing hard blocks really quickly, but I don't think they're as good as being really good in every single style, outside at least.
Agreed.
And
agreed.
A way Paul Robinson would be better. I think if they were like, okay, go and FA a V15 on they've summoned a V15 boulder and they were like, FA this, I think Paul Robinson would do it way quicker than Hamish would.
Yeah, because like he's got the experience at first Senton.
Yeah,
it's quite a big difference as well.
Yeah, he will be so well versed in that. It's like I reckon fundamentally that like Dan Varian would be able to FA stuff a lot quicker than you would, because I reckon he's so well versed at spotting lines and working out movements and even strategy. I just think he'd outplay you in all of them, even though you're probably physically and maybe even technically a better climber than him.
Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily say I'm a better technical climber than him.
I mean, you
were physically
stronger.
You
were 7A plus on the school board the other day.
Yeah, true. So maybe right this second, I think, put me up against anyone. You mentioned they're better than me.
Yeah, if you've climbed 7A plus, you're probably better than going solid.
And to answer your question, Ron Fawcett. That's my person. He's not had enough recognition.
Yeah, that's true actually. First 8A in Britain.
Or Dai Koyamada. There you go.
Ooh, Dai is a cracking shout. Yeah, one of the earliest 8C plus ascensionists did Dreamtime. Oh no, was it Story?
Dreamtime Low. Yeah, Story of Free Low. That's a hilarious story.
Yeah, that broke. I don't actually know what happened there.
So do you know the drama that unfolded there? Basically, so it was done by Dave Graham.
Yeah.
Then I'm pretty sure Dai went and did it from where Dave did it, and then P-Rob turned around to Dai and said, like, after he'd done it and he'd released the footage, turned around to Dai and went, that's not where you start, it's actually you start from lower down. And so then Dai flew back out, did it from a move, from lying down on to be like, yeah, I've done it from as low as I possibly can. Then it turns out that he actually originally did it the correct way, and just named it the low version and gave it
80 plus. It's broken now, isn't it? No, like the way he did it, because nobody else has done it like Dai's one.
Yeah, well, basically he started where you start with your feet. he basically put his hands there and just put a bat hang in, and then just pulled on, and then spent like however long turning himself the right way round and then doing it. It's fucking jokes.
Oh god, that's incredible. I didn't know.
Just because P-Rob said that he did it wrong. He does.
Imagine genuinely how bad you've got to be able to want to fuck someone over to fly all the way across the world back to Switzerland to do a boulder again because one person told you did it wrong, and then to find out you did it right.
Yeah, that's great story.
Yeah, he's fucking keen though. All of his like scaffolding stuff on Instagram is incredible.
Yeah, but that's, as you said, that's similar to Magic Wood, but I think the blocks he finds are just scattered about. So he's making these really cool platforms, but they're not 2 meters away from another platform and 2 meters away from a pad stash the size of my house.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I don't know. He is the guy though, and he die like the fucking guy.
Oh yes, the man, the myth, the legend.
Yeah, nah, he's sick. I went to his gym when I was in Japan. It's mad. It's so good.
It better be.
Yeah,
like that man's the goat.
He has like a 9A+ sport project on his board. It like loops the fucking board like 4 times. And it's probably like 8A boulder every single time. It's nuts.
Can you do that? Like, I've climbed Tempest 6 times in a row. Can I get 9C sport?
Do you reckon you could down climb Tempest though?
So before I actually did the set, I had to go from the ground and I fell off the last move, and so I got on, did the last move, reversed it, and then did it again, and I didn't get it on film, and I was gutted. But I was like, I reckon
8A+. Isn't that like 9A+ sport?
But it was just the last move. But it's like almost 2 moves kind of thing. You go again, and it's like. Then you go down to the intermediate, back to the last hold, and then go again. But I don't think you could down climb the whole thing.
I'm trying to think of like a boulder you could like feasibly down climb.
Well, there's a video of Sean Rabbitoux doing Karma. He climbs Karma, gets to the top, down climbs it, and then does it again.
Fucking hell. You could probably
like how many?
On the Alphane block, you could probably create a circuit. Because there's that 8B+, what's up, dude, what's down or something. The like the one where you go up with your feet first.
The fuck?
The Sean Rabbitoux one. Yeah, it's like it's like feet first. There's a mellow video. It's so stupid.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I reckon you could do a circuit on there.
Oh, and then how many times you get to do it? And
well, I reckon 3 Alphane exit, and then like maybe 90 spot for Switzerland's first 90.
Yeah. Oh,
that's the way Dreamtime block's going though. I reckon we'll have an up down of the lip.
No, the full trav.
You want the full trav?
The full trav of the Dreamtime block.
Well,
you start as for Dreamtime. Oh no, which one would you start for? I think you could start as for Dreamtime, get to the top, and then down climb Story of 2. And then, you'd have to down climb Story of 3, and then you go into what's the 8C plus on the corner? Of Giuliano's. The really ratty one. I can't remember the name of it. Here we go. Here's Giuliano.
I don't.
That P-Rob gave 8B+.
We downgraded it. Oh fuck. No.
Yeah, because there was a load of beef there as well.
REM.
Yeah, REM. Then you finish up that.
Yeah. Oh god.
That's the full trav. You get a break on the top.
Terrible. That's really bad. I mean, what's going to happen first, though? The Dreamtime block, like, completely combusting. Did you see Elliot's story when he was out there and there was, like, a horde of people?
Yeah, it's nuts nowadays. But it's like, mate, it's worse in America, like in Bishop, apparently. It's just hordes of people beneath Evolution.
Yeah, Black Velvet Canyon as well looks like it's going that way. with Sleepwalker. Like people just come and watch.
Yeah,
just fucking sucks. Don't do that if you're listening. It's really weird. I understand if you're walking past and you see a fellow pro climber, like watch for a minute or two, but don't sit there. It ruins
the whole session.
Yeah, it ruins it for everybody involved. Don't do it. We're lucky to get the access we do on social media, and you'll ruin it, and you'll ruin all the crags. Yeah, so that's the backseat climbing public service announcement for this episode.
Takeaway for the day.
You can climb a wet rock, but I don't give a fuck about that.
Especially if it's sandstone.
Yeah. Really, golden goose prize. Send us your videos of you climbing a wet sandstone. But I don't know. I guess we're at about an hour and a half there. We can wrap it up on this episode.
Lovely.
So if you liked listening to this episode, please rate us on Spotify. Alternatively, I think there is an Instagram account for this. But my call to action for this podcast would be, if you really want to support the show, subscribe to Solly KD on Patreon. I've seen his car is in. I'd say on the Patreon for £5, Solly will do a full car tour.
Oh, that's not a bad shout, to be fair.
Yeah, if we get one new Patreon from this episode, Solly will do a full car tour. We'll do like a Pimp My Ride.
Yeah, deal. I'm down.
Yeah.
Oh mate, literally, after I came up and saw you guys the next week, my car broke down. I was taking to the garage after you were like chatting shit about it. I was like, "Nah, mate, this car's sound as a pound." And then what was annoying? I was driving to work and I was like, "Oh, I'll just get a fucking yogurt on the way." Pull in, and then I was like, I come back out to my car and it just doesn't start. I was like, "Oh." This
car is older than me, by the way. An outstanding car. But yeah, thank you very much for listening, everybody. If you have any questions for us or topics we'd like to cover, do next episode. We should probably do a Gaskins episode, I reckon, at some point.
Yeah.
Or I reckon as well we should do a we'll try and get Leo or Elliot or somebody on. We'll do a South Wales episode as well. I think that'd be quite good.
Oh yeah, we get the Welsh boys.
Yeah, because we can talk about not just the climbing, but more so all the weird South Wales dramas.
The law.
The law, yeah.
As Finn would say.
Yeah, but yeah, cheers everybody for listening. We'll see you whenever we can be asked to make another one.
Oh yes.